kelipan chepkondok silingishek 1,160 chekitokyingei kotoret en konoret. Kotinygei ak director nebo DCI en emonoton ko Mohamed Amina komwoe kole iboru chikilisiet kole oratinwek makisib oratinwek chemagat en konoret nebo borwechoton ako tebutik chebo kitukto chebo tai. Ole mwoe kole akoi en nguni kotesetai chikilisiet nebo kenai kele ne kit nekitestai. Ngenyorun koindab logoiwek chekobun Nenyon Vincent Cheruyot.
Betushek tuten kong'eten kokoneng'indetab serikali Richard Njoroge report nenyinet akobo biik 33 chekikituben kererit agenge en komostab Makaburini Kericho. Ko en betutab raini ko karutechi afisaekab segeisiet DCI Kericho komostab Makaburini kondochin director Mohamed Amin. Ole kamwa kole borwechoton 33 chekikituben kererit agenge en komosaton ko kikilowen county nebo Nyamira.
All the remains recovered from the mass grave where we are standing this morning actually originated from Nyamira Teaching and Referral Hospital mortuary. And this has been acknowledged by the management and the officials of the said referral hospital. Whereas the hospital records indicate that 46 infants may have died in the wards and were taken to the morgue, the mortuary records do not account for the discharge of the 46 infants or fetuses whose remains may have left the morgue under unclear circumstances.
Kamamin kole makisub oret neititayat en ng'alekab kekonor muswek en sipitali nebo county nebo Nyamira, kit neiboru kole miten biik chemaimuch koyai kasinywan komie.
Lapses in mortuary protocols, serious lapses in documentation and oversight at Nyamira Teaching and Referral Hospital mortuary, as well as irregularities in the burial process at the Makaburini Cemetery owned by the National Council of Churches of Kenya, Kericho branch, which was overseen by the caretaker, one Richard Towet alias Ezekiel.
Iboru chikilisiet kole en tarikit 19 arawetab somok kenyiniton ko kikinde borwechoton karit Land Cruiser nelel GKA 549L ak yeitya kelo.
We have footages from the facility that shows that on March 19th, 2026, 4 bags were loaded into a white Toyota Land Cruiser, registration number GKA 549L, by Jason Mochara Nyarbi, who is the chief mortician of the referral hospital, under the direct supervision of the facility's public health officer.
En kasaratan komwa DCI Amin kole mache koboren CCK report anan barbet neiboru kayonchinet nebo kekonor borwechoton koboto biik cheyoe boisiet en yoton.
We are also pursuing outstanding administrative records from the National Council of Churches of Kenya, Kericho branch, specifically to ascertain the confirmation of employment, the deployment details and the roles for Richard Towet alias Ezekiel. We are also desirous to know the list of employees at the organization and confirmation of the land registration details for the NCCK Makaburini Cemetery, including whether the land is a gazetted public cemetery.
En inguni kokenam biik cheite lo ako kokityakta somok.
But the remaining 3 are in custody pursuant to court orders, and their names are as follows: Jason Machora Nyarbi, who is the mortuary officer in charge. He's the mortician, the chief mortician in Nyamira Teaching and Referral Hospital. We have David Araka Makori, is the public health officer, and Richard Towet alias Ezekiel, who is the cemetery caretaker. The court proceedings are ongoing, and the matter is slated for formation on 23rd of April 2026.
Vincent Cheruyot, Nenyon TV.
Kogoi missing Nenyon Vincent Cheruyot keistoegei logoiwechoton ketokyinigei county nebo Uasin Gishu ole tesetai chengset nebo kipsomaniat agenge nebo sukulitab barak nebo Moi University en county nebo Uasin Gishu kingola ine beek en betut nebo Jumapili kingobire beek ak choronokyi en kebeberta noton nebo Kesesa kenyorun sirindenyon Elwin Cherop.
Kamwa alak eng biik chekibaorienji yautyonoto kole kiimuch kola beek murenonoto kosubkei ak nekikakonyi beek ainonoto kosubkei ak ropta neo netesetai koroboni.
Unfortunately, tumemkosa alienda swim, tumemtafuta amekosekana. But we need him back whether alive or dead. Tunaomba tu Mungu atusaidie tukae na yeye aturudishe hivyo.
One of us, a third year, drawn inside the water as he was trying to swim. Unfortunately, the current, the pressure of the water carried him away, and that's how he lost his life. We are here to console the family and to bring some hope to the family.
Today we are here as United students to help and be here for him, even if he's not around, even if ashakufa, hata kama tapatikana kama kwaje, we are just here to witness this and be of support in his absence to make sure that amepatikana.
Kamwa Assistant Director nebo Disaster Management Fredrick Serem kole tesetai chengset nebo kinem bortab chichotok ole kasam kipsomaninik chebo sukulitab barak nebo Moi kosich muitaet.
Huyu mwanafunzi tunaambiwa walikuwa wanafunzi watatu, two male na one lady, and then it happened that the student alikuwa ameingia ndani to swim, so in the process of swimming maji ikamchukua, na kwa saa hii mpaka wakati huu tunaendelea na tafuta mwili.
Tusamee kama tumekosa kwa kunena, labda Mungu tumejiinua.
Kongetege Keses County nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Nenyon TV, kainenyu ko Elwin Cherop.
Banang logoiwek choton nebo county nebo Uasin Gishu ketokyinigei county nebo Bomet lekakoyamis governor nebo county nebo Bomet Professor Hilary Barchoka nenikab emoni koker kole kaimuch kosirgei koik birikab kura koret agenge nebo kolewen kandoik choton chemakyingei icheget. Kong'ololi Barchok en lumdaet noton nebo beek newendi kokeiku keljin en biik 1,000 en wardit nebo Merigi. Ngenyorun sirindenyon Mark Kipto.
Kong'ololi Governor nebo county nebo Bomet Professor Hilary Barchoka satsone kalumdo yatetab beek en komostab Chepkolon koboto tetutik alak chebo bandab tai en warditab Merigi kokimiti inendet neranik missing chebo county noton nebo Bomet koyai siretab gei noton koik birikab kura sikoit kasarta neite lewenisiet noton neo nekitokyingei nebo kenyitab 2000 kochomchi icheket siranoton koik aenge en birikab kura.
Nebo birikab kura age malolete manangemwa kele kituitosi en 2027 kore nekituyechi nemoset anan ko Gavana Barchok nemoche koik senator en 2027 koma oret age kotimoche ketuyen en tai yun ko lazima ketuyen en ng'alekab kura. So amoche asom chi tugul lagokyok chekotore sukul akokosich kipandet lakini tomo kostil kura ko nafas koroni. Mi kora lagokyok chetomo kosich kipandok ako kimoche kemwochin kongoi bikyok ak department netononjin ng'alekab registration nebo lagok chekisiche ak kemwa kora chebo meosiek so koririgistane kora en ng'alekab kipandok. So kemoche kesom amu makokoege kipandet. So amoche ketil kong'eten raa anan ko latest ko koron kecheng kipandet ak ayoni ale wikisiek oeng somok chemiten taa imuche okinye itil kura.
Ak en kasaratan komwa Professor Hilary Barchoka kole lumdaetab bechoton kowendi koipchin keljin biik chesire 1,000 ak komosoton.
Kitye over 1,000 families konyorunen borotet kasit nekikeyai en ireyu sikonyumnyumun konyumnyumchi sigikyok konyumnyumchi lagokyok banda nekatotokeruto keba elelo kecheng ng'alekab beek konekitit sikenam saisiekchok chon tokibendien oinet koyai kasit agenge kabungui anan ko imbar anan ko biashara nekomi kochang'a tongilo amun kokiboisien saisiek komie. Agenge en oret agenge nekichongonyini okwek chebo Kristo chemwoe kole kokile boisien saisiek kolya komie. ko lazima keboisien saisiek komie che kotakibete kebendi lelo keyai kasit nekararan nemuche kotoretech en gaa.
Kongeten kebeberta noton nebo chepkolon nemiten waditab Meriki konengoten ngatutik nebo Bomet kongasis county noton nebo Bomet aripotenjini logoiwekab emet chebo Nenyon TV kikurenon Mark Kipto.
Kongoi mising asarindenyon Mark Kipto geistoege logoiwek choton kokamiten barak rirek akorogenit en kokwet noton nebo Cheptiret county nebo Uasin Gishu en kapchi agenge nemwoe kole kimuch kwa lakwenywan ana werinywan emet nebo Russia ole akoyen nguni komwoe kole maingen ole miten inendet ole kosom serikali ak matosiek cheterter koker kole kaimuch kochutyi kwen oret agenge nebo konyor lakwenywan. Ngenyorun sirindenyon Elwin Cherop.
Kamwa kametab murenonoto kole kiwa lakwenyi emonotok bo Russia kokimuti chorwenyi nekinaat kabisa eng familiainotok ole eng betusiek alak kokilen kotyem kongalal eng oretab simet kobate maimukak.
Kamuuliza na mbona venye niko sisikii poa, sina amani, mbona nasikia ni kama Keita yuko sawa. Akaniashua Keita kwa life. Ni venye tu ana simu. Hivyo ndio amekuwa akiniashua since hiyo December yote, January yote, February yote, March. Last week nikaona kwa simu kuna watu wamerudi, nikamtext. Ukaamang wenye walirudi. Akaniambia hapana, in fact nashughulika niko embassy. Maybe nitafika next week. Hiyo siku yenye alifika kumbe alipost kama ako airport. So I think vijana wa nyumbani wakaanza kudiscuss, wakasema mtu ana celebrate aje kama amefika na ndiye alikuwa chanzo ya kupeleka Keita ende Russia na yuko tena. So one of my sisters akaona hiyo nini, akauliza kwani Keita yuko? Mmoja akajibu sasa akasema Keita alilipuliwa on 23rd December. Nimejaribu kutafuta usaidizi lakini sijapata.
Kasam serikali David Simiyu ne ine ko agenge eng neteljini mandab kipkosobe kochutyi eng nebo kotoret familia inoto koboto familia alak chebune kaimutik cheu chutok.
The problem we have, we don't have where we can air our grievances. We have a list of some Kenyans. I saw the list, the lady has the list, around 50 people who are in Russia. And they are not on internet. So we want the government to look into that and try to help us, because most of the parents are in a very awkward position where they cannot explain themselves. Ninaomba waziri wetu wa mambo ya nje Bwana Mudavadi, kweli umefanya bidii, ulienda mpaka Russia. Tumeona Wakenya wajaji wameweza kurudi, lakini kuna wale Wakenya ambao wameweza kupotesha watoto wao. Na tunaomba kabisa kama inawezekana wale watoto ambao wameaka huko, ambao wamekufa huko, mili ziweze kurudishwa Kenya ili tuweze kujua kweli watoto wetu wamekufa.
Mambo kama haya sasa yakisemekana kuna mahali iko green pastures, hakuna mtu angependa mtoto yake apaki nyuma. Lakini vile mwenzangu amesema, ni vile sasa umesikia wamesema walisign, kuna vitu walisign katika ofisi ya Attorney General. Hiyo inakuthibitisha ya kwamba kama umefika kwa Attorney General inamaanisha hiyo kitu ni halali. Lakini sasa baadaye tukaambiwa sasa kumbe maneno ya huko ilikuwa haijathibitishwa.
Kongetege county nebo Uasin Gishu logoiwekab emet chebo Nenyon TV kainenyu ko Elwin Cherop.
Kongoi mising asarindenyon Elwin Cherop keistoege logoiwek choton kekusini kong logoiwek chetinyegei akobo tisiet ole membayatab kot neking'oten ng'atutik nebo Soin county nebo Uasin Gishu David Kiplagat komoche kibagengeit noton nebo Kenya Seed koker kole kaimuch kokusyi kong tetutik choton chebo aldaet noton nebo keswek en oliet noton nekikichuchucha. Kong'ololi Kiplagat en kebeberta noton nebo county noton nebo Mombasa en taget noton nebo katoldoleiwek choton chekoitu emoni, komwa kole ng'alalet noton nemwoe Kenya konyoiset kole tetutik choto chebo keker kele kakimuch kewal aliet noton nekialdoen keswek komoche keipchi kakwautik komaititoyotin en mwae kole walet noton nebo aliet noton nekialdoen keswek komomoche kipng'omutyot noton nebunu emet noton nebo sang ole mwae kole makat en kibagengeit noton nebo Kenya Seed koker kole kaimuch kosuldaen ng'atutik noton nebo kealda keswek en aliet noton nekikichuchuch koityi kabatik chebo emoni.
We want to urge Kenya Seed. You know, we are struggling to get a vessel from Morocco, to get a vessel from South Africa, to get a vessel from Saudi Arabia, while the president has given express orders, and it is budgeted in our supplementary budget, that there should be subsidy by Kenya Seed for the issues of seeds. But the management of Kenya Seed, what they are doing what we call delaying by procedure. I don't know where they live because as they know very well, farmers need the seeds. So we want to urge them, let them stop the monkey business they are doing in that board. Either they shape up or they ship out. We want to tell them by the end of today, whichever they are doing in the systems, whichever they are saying that they bought a system in India that they are still customizing to fact. I have never seen I myself is an ICA expert. I have never seen changing a price you require experts from India for it to be factored. Can they make sure by end of today the farmers will be able to pick their subsidy fertilizer and also subsidized certified seeds from cereals and from the distributors that have been authorized. Otherwise, that monkey business, I think, yes, we urge you by tomorrow, if they will not have factored, then you can ship them out and we get people who have the consideration of the farmers, because there is no way the government is struggling to get fertilizer all the way from Saudi Arabia, all the way from Morocco, and then all of a sudden the seeds we are growing here in Kitale, somebody is just hanging on procedures just to delay the process in which the government has given a clear directive. None other than any other person. It has been communicated by the president through the deputy president and the PS who is in charge of the subsidy program, whom we are here. He has communicated. Not even one letter, it is now going to 2 letters, but you hear the management of Kenya Seed, they are just busy saying, well, there is this procedure, changing of system, doing what. If they are not able to do it, then let them ship out and we shall get people who actually can assist the farmers.
Toche David Kiplagat choton kokotolelewe kitaguni og million oingen kibagenge ak serindet en ministry nebo kabatisiet en emoni Dr. Paul Rono en Mombasa ole mwa kole miten en nguni katolelewe kiamotin ak manyolu kosich kayweishet age tugul kabatik ole got kounot ngomwa kole magat en konde kebune kebeberta noton ne chigili serikali kochuti sekta noton nebo kabatisiet ak ngalek chebo polotet.
We are flagging off around 2 million bags. And to the people of North Rift, I want to assure you that part of what we are plucking off 1 million bags of OCP fertilizer, because that's what they have been asking so much. And we want to assure them that all the systems are working, and by Thursday morning, all this fertilizer, the OCP, all of them will be in our stores. So we want to assure farmers that from Thursday morning, everyone will be given enough fertilizer as per what they had registered in the system. I know they have been rationing, and the MD for cereals is here, but he will assure us that from Thursday, everyone will be able to pick all the fertilizers they have asked. I add in some quotas, we also want to tell the opposition leaders, sometimes they need to think before they shout. You know very well, when the president assumed power, the first executive order was to reduce, to subsidize fertilizer, and we were able to reduce from day one from 7,000 Kenya shillings to 2,500 Kenya shillings. In monetary terms, for us who are working on the budget in Bunge together with the PS, the government is subsidizing to a tune of 18 billion Kenya shillings this financial year. And also you have added that we have looked in the issue of seeds through Kenya Seed. We are factoring in another 2 billion in the supplementary budget and another 2 billion in the main budget. So we want to urge the opposition. Can they find something else to talk about? For the issue of subsidy, I think they have crossed the red line, and we have enough fertilizer in this country. It is only of the 2 factors that resulted in some few itches, maybe in 2 weeks, is that the rain started early. You know, our rains were beginning towards the end of March. But for this year, it began in February, and it is going all the way. And also in terms of the change of the route by the vessel because of the issues that is happening in the northeast and the issues of wind. But we can assure them from today, they need to look for other business to talk about.
Tabalang logo ya chada tinyage agabati set ko eniguni go petnot neba governor again emoni ko eniguni go machamoto etnot neba police anai tarjin set moto etna police enemo agule tiame etnot neba go baisen ke bagenga action atayek neba ko namichega ale betuni tan enegi moch ko brasta gele mabendi go tata tap committee notona na chigili bai set not neba achep kondo get serikali sega cheba counties agot ko notan go moy governor chatan gole magi moch ke gochi ana magi moch ke gochi warrant neba as governor neba county neba Nairobi naton go Johnson Sakaja en kasta naton mai moch na en kasta naton go tom go tait naton neba bunge neba senate asige moch ke tepsen inedata ole moy gole en ko ko naton neba governor ega ko kai moch ko gimit the lenywan in moy gole mabendi ko tait naton neba committee naton tinyegeya ak paisit naton neba chip ko do ko geista senator ega ngwan en committee naton in moy gole inyalile icheka ananye inyalile icheka en kastanat nega imut ko tait neba committee ichota na sige tepsin let's loita by sioniga en sergali sekeba counties.
How is it that this grave matter is raised by 43 out of 47 governors, about 4 out of 67 governors, 64 out of 67 senators cannot be heard? You know, when we're being grown-ups as governors here, we're being grown-ups. If we were not conscious of protecting the integrity of that house, we could have played it out in the public court with respect to evidence that we have. But we are not here to, kill each other as institutions. We kept being reminded that Senate has the powers of a High Court judge in summoning. Have you ever seen a High Court judge behaving in court the way some of these senators behave in Senate? If you want to be respected, if you want to be given the respect of a High Court judge, you must behave the way High Court judges behave in the court. We are not disputing Senate's powers to summon. And in fact, when you are summoned, they say you are supposed to be escorted to the Senate. So which Senate committee operates at night? And we sought audience with the leadership of the Senate. And we continue to seek audience. And in principle, certain members of the leadership continue telling us, yes, we hear you, we need to talk. But on the other hand, the committee continues behaving in a very intransigent manner, and they continue to embarrass themselves. Because when you summon governors and they don't show up, or those who show up refuse to prosecute the matter, they're also embarrassing themselves.
Kasratan rubiyo tam na banga chirete ngo kwetana na ba governing ne ko governor ba county na badarakani de motomin joke ko gimiti agine gole magat ke gergele kagi mushke sta natan go senata ang wan chota chama gole ko imuch ko monga inute kwa ka se go testai ko titan tai na ba committee na ba chegelet na ba waiset na ba chief conduct.
There's a time in this country when politics were had reached fever peak, and we used to have a Kamata Friday. And I think that is what is being brought back through the back door by the Senate. And if it were possible for that committee to write to governors and say, we have invited you to come and speak, however, the following 4 senators will not be in the committee, we will appear. Because that is our problem. Because you cannot continue engaging people who engage you on a different level that is not lawful with impunity. It is not possible. 67 senators, only 4 have a problem, and the whole Senate, including the Speaker, decides to sacrifice a very serious exercise by refusing to give us an audience to discuss our engagement the way forward with these 4 senators out of the way. Let our administration, including the police, not be used by politicians to settle political scores. I've listened to what the senators sometimes say, that we would like a certain governor to be brought in chains in front of a Senate committee. How do you bring a governor in chains in front of a committee? How does that contribute to engagement in terms of oversight with the Auditor General and the Senate? Because that sounds like a war, it sounds like a fight. You can take the donkey to the river, but you can never force it to drink. Up until when we have an audience with the Speaker and the leadership and settle this course, or rather settle this matter, we will continue staying away from the SIPA committee, but will appear on all other committees of both the Senate and the National Assembly. Even that SIPA will appear if the 4 members of the Senate, of the SIPA committee, which we have already named in public.
Chitap kolenji na kawangunet apke na ba logo ye chantan ko kagituch logo ye gabe metin ko na chiko gitetu nen saini kai Nenyon ko deize langat testai girgete siet na ba Nenyon TV amon kemiga.
Nenyon TV Kimiga.
Kiborostewok en orogenet akobo meetab Moses Kimngeno Mutai, weritab nekikosirto Kipkones Arap Tuwei ak nekikosirto Sarah Tuwei ak Grace Tuwei en kainet age ko Obot Sigira, moning'otiotab Nora Chepngeno Mutai ak Rose Mutai, kwandab Ann B, Frederick Ngeno, Edna Rono, Bernard Ngeno, Peter Kiprotich, Japhet Ngeno, Betty Rono, Dominic Kiprotich, Joyce Chelangat, Sylvia Chepkemo, Dennis Ngeno, Brian Kipkoech ak Ivan Kipto, tupcho ak Rebecca Arusi, Raeli Elizabeth, nekikosirto Richard Samuel ak Sally Tanui, tupcho kora ak Philip David Als, nekikosirto Ann, Nora, Winnie, Jackson, Rose, Bernard, Robert ak Mercy. Kobagach inendet mochokoronik ak mecheger chesere kinemu bortanyin eng Longisa Funeral Home en kasitab 4 tarikit 2 arawetab 4 ako sautik ak konoretab bortanyin keyoe eng Saptet, Sagamian, Narok South tarikit 3 arawetab 4. Aramutyo mising eng meetab Moses Kipngeno Mutai. Kiborostewok en orogenet akobo meetab Moses Kimngeno Mutai, weritab nekikosirto Kipkones Arap Tuwei ak nekikosirto Sarah Tuwei ak Grace Tuwei en kainet age ko Obot Sigira, moning'otiotab Nora Chepngeno Mutai ak Rose Mutai, kwandab Ann B, Frederick Ngeno, Edna Rono, Bernard Ngeno, Peter Kiprotich, Japhet Ngeno, Betty Rono, Dominic Kiprotich, Joyce Chelangat, Sylvia Chepkemo, Dennis Ngeno, Brian Kipkoech ak Ivan Kipto, tupcho ak Rebecca Arusi, Raeli Elizabeth, nekikosirto Richard Samuel ak Sally Tanui, tupcho kora ak Philip David Als, nekikosirto Ann, Nora, Winnie, Jackson, Rose, Bernard, Robert ak Mercy. Kobagach inendet mochokoronik ak mecheger chesere kinemu bortanyin eng Longisa Funeral Home en kasitab 4 tarikit 2 arawetab 4 ako sautik ak konoretab bortanyin keyoe eng Saptet, Sagamian, Narok South tarikit 3 arawetab 4. Aramutyo mising eng meetab Moses Kipngeno Mutai. Kiborostewok
Kiborostewo kenorogenet akobo meetab Simon Koyumi nekibite tarikit 22 arawetab somok kenyiniton en sipitalitab AGC Tenwek Mission Hospital. Kikisye ine en kenyitab 1948 en kokwetab Chemaner nemiten en Bomet, Eastern County nebo Bomet. Komonung'otiotab nekosirto Esther ak Caroline, kokwanitab Alice, Joseph Siele, Helen, Richard, Paul, Samuel, David Siele, Willie, Zacchaeus Siele ak Evelyn Cherotich, Emmanuel, Matthew, Enoch, Dorcas Chemngeno ak kotinye ine mochokoronik ak mecheker chesere. Kotupchetab nekosirto Tapsabei, Kiptesot, Tabrandich ak Kipsioror, David Koyumi ak Tablet Koy Bosuben. Nekikosirto Tabutany, Kimurgong, Koyumi, Kebene, Grace, Esther, Singoe, Lesebet ak Recho. Koabulionishek nebo chechang. Tuitos kila betut familia choronok en kaa kapkatet en Ingito, sub-county nebo Narok West akobo tetutik chebo konorenyin. Tetat keyai kaumanik chekitoreten konoretab bortanyin en kasitab somok tarikit 1 arawetab 4 kenyiniton kong'ete sait 8 nebo bet ako imuchi kotoreteng'ung konyo namba nebo M-Pesa 0723 100 241. Mwoe kainet David Siele. Kiyoe en kapkatet en Ingito, Ilmotiog sub-county nebo Narok West. Tetat kinem bortanyin en kasitab 4 en sipitalitab Tenwek Mission Hospital ak imut koruga kapkatet en Ingito Ilmotiog. Sautik chebo onoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 3 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en kapkatet Ingito sublocation Narok West en county nebo Narok. Ara mutyo mising akweke tugul chekobet chamaneng'wong Simon Koyumi ingokekak Jehova en kasariton bo rirek. Kokichamin kobaten kochamin Jehova kosir. Rutenet ala Simon Koyumi. Kiborostewo kenorogenet akobo meetab Simon Koyumi nekibite tarikit 22 arawetab somok kenyiniton en sipitalitab AGC Tenwek Mission Hospital. Kikisye ine en kenyitab 1948 en kokwetab Chemaner nemiten en Bomet, Eastern County nebo Bomet. Komonung'otiotab nekosirto Esther ak Caroline, kokwanitab Alice, Joseph Siele, Helen, Richard, Paul, Samuel, David Siele, Willie, Zacchaeus Siele ak Evelyn Cherotich, Emmanuel, Matthew, Enoch, Dorcas Chemngeno ak kotinye ine mochokoronik ak mecheker chesere. Kotupchetab nekosirto Tapsabei, Kiptesot, Tabrandich ak Kipsioror, David Koyumi ak Tablet Koy Bosuben. Nekikosirto Tabutany, Kimurgong, Koyumi, Kebene, Grace, Esther, Singoe, Lesebet ak Recho. Koabulionishek nebo chechang. Tuitos kila betut familia choronok en kaa kapkatet en Ingito, sub-county nebo Narok West akobo tetutik chebo konorenyin. Tetat keyai kaumanik chekitoreten konoretab bortanyin en kasitab somok tarikit 1 arawetab 4 kenyiniton kong'ete sait 8 nebo bet ako imuchi kotoreteng'ung konyo namba nebo M-Pesa 0723 100 241. Mwoe kainet David Siele. Kiyoe en kapkatet en Ingito, Ilmotiog sub-county nebo Narok West. Tetat kinem bortanyin en kasitab 4 en sipitalitab Tenwek Mission Hospital ak imut koruga kapkatet en Ingito Ilmotiog. Sautik chebo onoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 3 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en kapkatet Ingito sublocation Narok West en county nebo Narok. Ara mutyo mising akweke tugul chekobet chamaneng'wong Simon Koyumi ingokekak Jehova en kasariton bo rirek. Kokichamin kobaten kochamin Jehova kosir. Rutenet ala Simon Koyumi. Kiborostewo kenorogenet akobo meetab Joseph Kipkirui Yebei nenaat en kainet Mwalimu nekibiten tarikit 24 arawetab 3 kenyiniton en Nakuru Special Hospital. Kikisye ine en kokwetab Singoiywek en sub-county nebo Chebalungu en county nebo Bomet. Koosotiotab Agnes Yebei, kokwanitab Bernard Ngeno nemiten Egerton University, Beatrice nemiten Eldoret, Sefania nemiten Bomet, Margaret nemi Nairobi, Peter nemi Nairobi, Susan nemiten Dallas, USA, ko father-in-law nebo Alice, Teresa, Dickens, Winnie age Crispin ko tupchetab Samson Yebei age Richard Yebei ko bomoritab Andonit Kimpale, Harriet, Courtney, Jewel, Travis, Bryden, Elina, Jackson age Troy ko abuleonishekab chechang. Tuitos kila betut familia choronok en kaa Roret Ngata Farm en tetutik chebo konorenyin. Tetat keyai kaumanik chekitoreten konoretab bortanyin en Jumapili tarikit 29 arawetab 3 kenyiniton kong'ete sait 8 nebo bet ako imuch kotoreten ng'ung'unyo namba nebo M-Pesa 0724 793-351. Kinemo bortanyin en kasitab oeng ak imut koruga. Sautik chebo konoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 1 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en konyin Ngata Farm kong'ete sait 4 nebo subui. Ramu chamisen ak wege tugul chekobet chamaneng'wong Joseph Kipkirui Yebei. Ingokakak Jehova en kasariton porire kokichamin kobaten kochamin Jehova kosir. Rutenet ala Joseph Kipkirui Yebei. Kiborostewok en orogenet akobo meetab Joseph Kipkirui Yebei nenaat en kainet Mwalimu nekibiten tarikit 24 arawetab 3 kenyiniton en Nakuru Special Hospital. Kikisye ine en kokwetab Sing'oiwek en sub-county nebo Chebalung'wen county nebo Bomet. Koosotiotab Agnes Yebei ko kwanitab Bernard Ng'eno nemiten Egerton University, Beatrice nemiten Eldoret, Zephania nemiten Bomet, Margaret nemi Nairobi, Peter nemi Nairobi, Susan nemiten Dallas, USA, ko father-in-law nebo Alice, Teresa, Dickens, Winnie age Crispin, ko tupchetab Samson Yebei age Richard Yebei, ko bomoritab Andonit Kimpale, Harriet, Courtney, Jewel, Travis, Bryden, Elina, Jackson age Troy, ko abuleonishekab chechang. Tuitos kila betut familia choronok en kaa Roret Ngata Farm en tetutik chebo konorenyin. Tetat keyai kaumanik chekitoreten konoretab bortanyin en Jumapili tarikit 29 arawetab 3 kenyiniton kong'ete sait 8 nebo bet ako imuch kotoreten ng'ung'unyo namba nebo M-Pesa 0724 793-351. Kinemo bortanyin en kasitab oeng ak imut koruga. Sautik chebo konoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 1 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en konyin Ngata Farm kong'ete sait 4 nebo subui. Ramu chamisen ak wege tugul chekobet chamaneng'wong Joseph Kipkirui Yebei. Ingokakak Jehova en kasariton porire kokichamin kobaten kochamin Jehova kosir. Rutenet ala Joseph Kipkirui Yebei. Kiborostewok en orogenet akobo meetab Joseph Kipkirui Yebei nenaat en kainet Mwalimu nekibiten tarikit 24 arawetab 3 kenyiniton en Nakuru Special Hospital. Kikisye ine en kokwetab Sing'oiwek en sub-county nebo Chebalung'wen county nebo Bomet. Koosotiotab Agnes Yebei ko kwanitab Bernard Ng'eno nemiten Egerton University, Beatrice nemiten Eldoret, Zephania nemiten Bomet, Margaret nemi Nairobi, Peter nemi Nairobi, Susan nemiten Dallas, USA, ko father-in-law nebo Alice, Teresa, Dickens, Winnie age Crispin, ko tupchetab Samson Yebei age Richard Yebei, ko bomoritab Andonit Kimpale, Harriet, Courtney, Jewel, Travis, Bryden, Elina, Jackson age Troy, ko abuleonishekab chechang. Tuitos kila betut familia choronok en kaa Roret Ngata Farm en tetutik chebo konorenyin. Tetat keyai kaumanik chekitoreten konoretab bortanyin en Jumapili tarikit 29 arawetab 3 kenyiniton kong'ete sait 8 nebo bet ako imuch kotoreten ng'ung'unyo namba nebo M-Pesa 0724 793-351. Kinemo bortanyin en kasitab oeng ak imut koruga. Sautik chebo konoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 1 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en konyin Ngata Farm kong'ete sait 4 nebo subui. Ramu chamisen ak wege tugul chekobet chamaneng'wong Joseph Kipkirui Yebei. ingokakak Jehova en kasariton bo rirek kokichamin kobaten kochamin Jehova kosir. Rutenet ala Joseph Kipkirui Yebei. Kiborostewo kenorogenet akobo meetab Simon Koyumi nekibite tarikit 22 arawetab somok kenyiniton en sipitalitab HEC Tenung Mission Hospital. Kikisye ine en kenyitab 1948 en kokwetab Chemaner nemiten en Bomet Eastern County nebo Bomet. Komonung'otiotab nekosirto Esther ak Caroline ko kwanitab Alice, Joseph Siele, Helen, Richard, Paul, Samuel, David Siele, Willie, Zacchaeus Siele ak Evelyn Cherotich, Emmanuel, Matthew, Enoch, Dorcas Chemngeno ak kotinye ine mochokoronik ak mecheker chesere. Kotupchetab nekosirto Tapsabei, Kiptesot, Tabrandich ak Kipsioror, David Koyumi ak Tablet Koy Bosuben. Nekikosirto Tabutany, Kimurgong, Koyumi, Kebene, Grace, Esther, Singoe, Lesebet ak Recho. Koabulionishek nebo chechang. Tuitos kila betut familia choronok en kaa kapkatet en Ingito sub-county nebo Narok West akobo tetutik chebo konorenyin. Tetat keyai kaumanik chekitoreten konoretab bortanyin en kasitab somok tarikit 1 arawetab 4 kenyiniton kong'ete sait 8 nebo bet ako imuchi kotoreteng'ung konyo namba nebo M-Pesa 0723 100 241. Mwoe kainet David Siele. Kiyoe en kapkatet en Ingito Ilmotiog sub-county nebo Narok West. Tetat kinem bortanyin en kasitab 4 en sipitalitab Tenung Mission Hospital ak imut koruga kapkatet en Ingito Ilmotiog. Sautik chebo onoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 3 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en kapkatet Ingito sublocation Narok Western County nebo Narok. Aramuch amisian akweke tugul chekobet chamaneng'wong Simon Koyumi ingokakak Jehova en kasariton bo rirek kokichamin kobaten kochamin Jehova kosir. Rutenet ala Simon Koyumi. Kiborostewo kenorogenet akobo meetab Simon Koyumi nekibite tarikit 22 arawetab somok kenyiniton en sipitalitab HEC Tenung Mission Hospital. Kikisye ine en kenyitab 1948 en kokwetab Chemaner nemiten en Bomet Eastern County nebo Bomet. Komonung'otiotab nekosirto Esther ak Caroline ko kwanitab Alice, Joseph Siele, Helen, Richard, Paul, Samuel, David Siele, Willie, Zacchaeus Siele ak Evelyn Cherotich, Emmanuel, Matthew, Enoch, Dorcas Chemngeno ak kotinye ine mochokoronik ak mecheker chesere. Kotupchetab nekosirto Tapsabei, Kiptesot, Tabrandich ak Kipsioror, David Koyumi ak Tablet Koy Bosuben. Nekikosirto Tabutany, Kimurgong, Koyumi, Kebene, Grace, Esther, Singoe, Lesebet ak Recho. Koabulionishek nebo chechang. Tuitos kila betut familia choronok en kaa kapkatet en Ingito sub-county nebo Narok West akobo tetutik chebo konorenyin. Tetat keyai kaumanik chekitoreten konoretab bortanyin en kasitab somok tarikit 1 arawetab 4 kenyiniton kong'ete sait 8 nebo bet ako imuchi kotoreteng'ung konyo namba nebo M-Pesa 0723 100 241. Mwoe kainet David Siele. Kiyoe en kapkatet en Ingito Ilmotiog sub-county nebo Narok West. Tetat kinem bortanyin en kasitab 4 en sipitalitab Tenung Mission Hospital ak imut koruga kapkatet en Ingito Ilmotiog. Sautik chebo onoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 3 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en kapkatet Ingito sublocation Narok Western County nebo Narok. Aramuch amisian akweke tugul chekobet chamaneng'wong Simon Koyumi ingokakak Jehova en kasariton bo rirek kokichamin kobaten kochamin Jehova kosir. Rutenet ala Simon Koyumi. Kiborostewo kenorogenet akobo meetab Simon Koyumi nekibite tarikit 22 arawetab somok kenyiniton en sipitalitab HEC Tenwek Mission Hospital. Kikisiche ine en kenyitab 1948 en kokwetab Chemaner nemiten en Bomet Eastern County nebo Bomet. Komonung'otiotab nekosirto Esther ak Caroline ko kwanitab Alice, Joseph Siele, Helen, Richard, Paul, Samuel, David Siele, Willie, Zacchaeus Siele ak Evelyn Cherotich, Emmanuel, Matthew, Enoch, Dorcas Chemngeno ak kotinye ine mochokoronik ak mecheker chesere. Kotupchetab nekosirto Tapsabei, Kiptesot, Tabrandich ak Kipsioror, David Koyumi ak Tablet Koy Bosuben. Nekikosirto Tabutany, Kimurgong, Koyumi, Kebene, Grace, Esther, Singoe, Lesebet ak Recho. Koabulionishek nebo chechang. Tuitos kila betut familia choronok en kaa kapkatet en Ingito, sub-county nebo Narok West akobo tetutik chebo konorenyin. Tetat kei kaumanik chekitoreten konoretab bortanyin en kasitab somok tarikit 1 arawetab 4 kenyiniton kong'ete sait 8 nebo bet ako imuchi kotoreteng'ung konyo namba nebo M-Pesa 0723 100 241. Mwoe kainet David Siele. Kiyoe en kapkatet en Ingito, Ilmotiog sub-county nebo Narok West. Tetaat kinem bortanyin en kasitab 4 en sipitalitab Tenwek Mission Hospital ak imut koruga kapkatet en Ingito Ilmotiog. Sautik chebo onoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 3 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en kapkatet Ingito sublocation Narok West en county nebo Narok. Aramuch omisian okweke tugul chekobet chamaneng'wong Simon Koyumi ingokekak Jehova en kasariton borirek. Kokichamin kobaten kochamin Jehova kosir rutenet ala Simon Koyumi. Kiborostewo kenorogenet akobo meetab Sarah Chepkoskei Siele nebo Kaborok location, Kapkokwon sublocation kokwetab Chemumbe nekibiten tarikit 25 arawetab 3 kenyiniton. Kosotiotab nekosirto David Siele, sigikyik ko nekosirto William ak Raeli Menjo. Lagokyik ko Julius Kirui, Lily Chepkwony, Philip Kirui, nekosirto Cheruyot, Caroline Chemngetich, Marilyn Rotich, Risila Maritim, Kennedy Kibet, Dabi Langat ak Eddie Cheruyote. Kotupchetab nekosirto Geoffrey Chepkwony ne ine ko mwalimu, nekosirto Recho Chumo, Alice Sang, Ludia Koech, Esther Bet, Grace Langat, nekosirto Solomon Chepkwony, Helen Bet ak Anna Bore. Kokamatitab Recho Chepkwony ak Lea Chepkwony. Daughters-in-law ko Lily Kirui, Daisy Kirui ak Caroline Kirui. Tetaat keyai kaumanik chekitoreten konoretab bortanyin en tarikit 31 arawetab 3 kenyiniton. En Kaborok location, Kapkokwon sublocation kokwetab Chemumbe kong'ete sait 8 nebo bet ako imuch kotoreteng'ung konyo namba nebo M-Pesa 0795 783 556. Mwoe kainet Sebastian Kipto. Kinemu bortanyin en sipitalitab Lazarus Funeral Home Kericho tarikit 2 arawetab 4 kenyiniton ak imut koruga. Sautik chebo onoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 3 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en Kaborok Kapkokwon sublocation en Chemumbe. Aramuch omisian okweke tugul chekobet chamaneng'wong Sarah Chepkoskei Siele ingokekak Jehova en kasariton borirek. Kokichamin kobaten kochamin Jehova kosir rutenet ala Sarah Chepkoskei Siele. Kiborostewok en orogenet akobo meetab Sarah Chepkoskei Siele nebo Kaborok location, Kapkokwon sublocation kokwetab Chemumbe nekibiten tarikit 25 arawetab 3 kenyiniton. Kosochotab neosirto David Siele, sigikyik ko neosirto William Age Raeli Menjo, lagokyik ko Julius Kirui, Lily Chepkwony, Philip Kirui, neosirto Cheruyot, Caroline Chemgetije, Marilyn Rotije, Risila Maritim, Kennedy Kibet, Dabi Langat age Eddie Cheruyote. Kotupchetab neosirto Geoffrey Chepkwony ne ine ko mwalimu, neosirto Recho Chumo, Alice Sang, Ludia Koech, Esther Bet, Grace Langat, neosirto Solomon Chepkwony, Helen Bet age Anna Bore. Kokamatitab Recho Chepkwony age Lea Chepkwony. Daughters-in-law ko Lily Kirui, Daisy Kirui age Caroline Kirui. Tetat keyai kaumaniki chekitoreten konoretab bortanyini en tarikit 31 arawetab 3 kenyiniton. En Kaborok location, Kapkokwon sublocation, kokwetab Chemumbe, kong'ete sait 8 nebo bet ako imuch iyoku toreteng'ung konyo namba nebo M-Pesa 0795 783 556. Mwoe kainet Sebastian Kipto. Kinemu bortanyin en sipitalitab Lazarus Funeral Home Kericho tarikit 2 arawetab 4 kenyiniton ak kimut koru gaa. Sautik chebo konoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 3 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en Kaborok Kapkokwon sublocation en Chemumbe. Ara mutyo mising en akwege tugul chekobet chamaneng'wang Sarah Chepkoskei Siele ingokaikai ak Jehova en kasariton bo rirek. Kokichamin kobaten kochamin Jehova kosir. Rutenet ala Sarah Chepkoskei Siele.
Kiborostewok en orogenet akobo meetab Zakayo Kipkiru Cheruyot, komoning'otiotab Zedi Cheruyot nebo kokwetab Kimolwet Cheboin Kericho County, weritab nekikosirto Alexander Tembur ak nekikosirto Sophia Tembur ak nekikosirto Sarah Tembur chebo Kimolwet yoton. Tupchetab nekikosirto Mary, Hannah, Daniel, Sarah, Lily, Wesley ak nekikosirto Eric Kipyegon. Kotupcho kora ak Elizabeth, Nancy, Emily, Fancy, Samuel, Stanley, Lina ak Philemon. Brother-in-law nebo Joyce, Als, Fancy, Daisy ak Emily. Kwandab Josephat, Eric, Raymond, Bernard, Dixon, Celestine, Geoffrey ak Franklin. Ko father-in-law nebo Josephine, Caroline ak Mercy. Kobakach inendet mochokoronik ak mecheker chesere. Miten Harambee en kasitab oeng tarikit 31 arawaniton en Kimolwet Tepkutwet kong'eten sait 8 nebo bet. Ako imuchi iyokte toreteng'ung kwa M-Pesa number 0706 160 589 nekonu kainet Franklin Langat. Kinemu bortanyin en Litein Mission Hospital Mortuary en kasitab mut tarikit 3 arawetab 4 ako sautik ak konoretab bortanyin keyoe en kasitab Jumamos tarikit 4 arawetab 4 en kokwetab Kimolwet Cheboin Kericho County kong'eten sait mut nebo koron. Ara mutyo mising eng meetab Zakayo Kipkirui Cheruyot nebo kokwetab Kimolwet Cheboin Kericho County. Kiborostewok en orogenet akobo meetab Zakayo Kipkiru Cheruyot, komoning'otiotab Zedi Cheruyot nebo kokwetab Kimolwet Cheboin Kericho County, weritab nekikosirto Alexander Tembur ak nekikosirto Sophia Tembur ak nekikosirto Sarah Tembur chebo Kimolwet yoton. Tupchetab nekikosirto Mary, Hannah, Daniel, Sarah, Lily, Wesley ak nekikosirto Eric Yegon. Kotupcho kora ak Elizabeth, Nancy, Emily, Fancy, Samuel, Stanley, Lina ak Philemon. Brother-in-law nebo Joyce, Als, Fancy, Daisy ak Emily. Kwandab Josephat, Eric, Raymond, Bernard, Dixon, Celestine, Geoffrey ak Franklin. Ko father-in-law nebo Josephine, Caroline ak Mercy. Ko bagach inendet mochokoronik ak mecheker chesere. Miten Arambei en kasitab oeng tarikit 31 arawaniton en kaa Kimolwet Tepkutwet kongeten sait 8 nebo bet. Ako imuchi iyokte toretengung kwa M-Pesa number 0706 160 589 nekonu kainet Franklin Langat. Kinemu bortanyin eng Litein Mission Hospital Mortuary en kasitab mut tarikit 3 arawetab 4 ako sautik ak konoretab bortanyin keyoe en kasitab Jumamos tarikit 4 arawetab 4 en kaa kokwetab Kimolwet Cheboin Kericho County kongeten sait mut nebo koron. Ara mutyo mising eng metab Zakayo Kipkirui Cheruyot nebo kokwetab Kimolwet Cheboin Kericho County. Kiborostewok en orogenet akobo meetab Philip Kimngetich Rono Ketepa nebo Kaptien konoin Bomet County. Ko maning'otiotab Ruth Rono, kwandab Eric, Charles, Caroline, Simon ak Peter, tupcho ak Lea, Zipporah, Priscilla, Wilson nekikosirto Josiah, Bornes, Samuel nekikosirto Elijah, Lucy ak nekikosirto Jenny. Miten kayumanik cheketoreten konorenyin en kasitab somok tarikit 1 arawetab 4 en kaa. Ako sautik ak konoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 4 arawetab 4. Imuchi iyokte toretengung kwa M-Pesa number 0719 892 721 nekonu kainet Simon. Sautik ak konoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 4 arawetab 4 en kaa Kaptien konoin Bomet County. Ara mutyo mising eng meetab Philip Kimngetich Rono nebo Kaptien konoin Bomet County. Kiborostewok en orogenet akobo meetab Philip Kimngetich Rono Ketepa nebo Kaptien konoin Bomet County. Ko maning'otiotab Ruth Rono, kwandab Eric, Charles, Caroline, Simon ak Peter, tupcho ak Lea, Zipporah, Priscilla, Wilson nekikosirto Josiah, Bornes, Samuel nekikosirto Elijah, Lucy ak nekikosirto Jenny. Miten kayumanik cheketoreten konorenyin en kasitab somok tarikit 1 arawetab 4 en kaa. Ako sautik ak konoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 4 arawetab 4. Imuchi iyokte toretengung kwa M-Pesa number 0719 892 721 nekonu kainet Simon. Sautik ak konoretab bortanyin keyoe en tarikit 4 arawetab 4 en kaa Kaptien konoin Bomet County. Ara mutyo mising eng meetab Philip Kimngetich Rono nebo Kaptien konoin Bomet County.
Nenyon TV Kimiga.
Tos i agenge en kipsomaninik chemoche konyor boisiet en emotinwekab sang anan ko somanet isigindet nekiritet ile takimut lakweng'ung kwo emotinwekab sang. Onchu ng'alek chemiach. Tochoke Kericho Study Abroad Summit 2026 akobo tuyet nebo kinet biik kotinggen ak ole nyolundo kocheng'da boisionik en emotinwekab sang anan ko somanet. Tuyonoton ni kotun kiyoe en county nebo Kericho en tarikit 10 arawetab 4 kenyiniton en Kericho Conference Center ole rubegei ak ak Sunshine Hotel. Tokyin nebo tuyoniton ni ko kikochi konetisiet biikab emet akobo tetutikab boisionik ak somanet en emotinwekab sang cheboto emetab Canada, UK, Australia, Germany, New Zealand, Japan, UAE en kwenutab emotinwek alak. Tauge tuyonoton en subui kong'ete sait 3 nebo subui akoi sait 6 nebo bet. Ak en koskoleng kotauge kong'ete sait 8 nebo koskoleng akoi sait 11 nebo lang'at. Iroyu inyoru boroindo inai akobo study destination, admission requirement ak kenyisiek chekimokenen ak visa process. Post study works iroyu inyoru nafas nebo iteb tebutik akobo boisionik chemi emotinwekab sang ak somanet en kipsomanandeng'ung. Ibwat ile tuyonoton kotun keng'ololen akobo emotinwek 21. Manyolu kityo kolewen lakweng'ung emotinwekab sang kobate nyolu kolewen future nenyin. Angot imoche inai missing imuche ibirwe simoit en 0703 487 377. Noton ko RISPA. Kisom okwek tugul obwan asionai missing akobo boisionik chemiten emotinwekab sang chemotinye koimutik alak tugul. Kericho Study Abroad Summit 2026. Explore your global opportunities. En logoiwek chechang iker Nenyon TV ak ikas Nenyon Radio.
Iborostewo Kenya Highlands Seminary noton ko temet nebo Kenya Highlands University agobo May 2026 intake en kosisiek che telelen ng'oliot noton nebo Christianic en ng'wony komugul. Kosisiek choton ko Bachelor of Theology, Bachelor of Arts in Christian Ministries, Bachelor of Arts in Chaplaincy, Master of Arts in Theology koboto Master of Arts in Christian Ministries. Nyolu itinye min grade nebo C+ akwa barak anan ko diploma asisomonchi kositab Bachelor. Kora konyolu itinye second class honors, upper division anan ko lower division ak kenyisiek 2 imi boisiet asisomonchi kositab Masters. Kora kokoito programs chebo School of Education and Social Sciences, School of Health Sciences, School of Business and Economics, koboto School of Computing and Information Sciences. Kurseng'ung komokyingei foundation nekim. Noton amune sikonyolu isomanen sukulitab Kenya Highlands Seminary. Birwech simet en namba 0757-933-160 anan ko 0757-933-272. Imuche kora isibech en social media platforms tugul chebo Kenya Highlands Seminary. Kenya Highlands Seminary, equipping the saved to serve.
Kot nekararan kotagunen kibatinik chekeboisien. Tekset agetugul kosuldo yon keboisien Ideal Mabati nekinyorchin duka moja en kwen nebo Kericho ak Brook en oret neo nebo Nakuru Kericho. Inyoru kibatinik cheterter kong'eten gauge 28 agoi gauge 32. Inyoru kibatinik cheboto Z-Tile, Vast-Tile, Roman Tile, Box Profile ak corrugated iron sheets. En Ideal Mabati itinye kora kelchin ilipan pole pole. Miten kora delivery in emet komugul. En Ideal Mabati komiten kora washaishek, richinishek ak kipchumarik tugul chebo tekset. En tebut agetugul irutechi factory nebo Ideal Mabati anan ibir simet en number 0722-502-030 anan ko email idealmabati@gmail.com. Ideal Mabati, your ideal roofing partner.
Anju logoiwek chemyach koyob Ndege Chai Sacco. Ndege Chai Sacco ko sacco neikoi membaek boroindo nebo konyor konorwet ak konyorchigei kelchin nebo konyor besenwogik en interest nemi ng'weny. Imuche inyoru loan nebo lipanetab school fees cheialen assets cheu chebo mbaret, kiagik, karit, tekset, ibarait mung'areng'ung koboto inyoru biogas. Tinye boroindo nekararan en biik chemi TSC koboto kiboitinikab serikali. Ndege Chai Sacco kokochi membaek toretet en kasarwekab rirek ak nyigisindo. Ndege Chai Sacco kokochin scholarships kipsomaninik chebo membaek chok chekaindo en tiemutik chebo grade 9. Rutechech raini en Ndege Chai Building en nganasetab Kericho ako kimiten kora en nganasetab Bomet, Nakuru, Nandi, Nyamira ak counties alak. Chi age tugul itinye kelchin amun inyoru dividend kotienge ak savings cheitinye. Kora imuche inyoru services en oretab simoit kokechil *882# anan ko Ndege Chai mobile app anan ibirwe simoit en 0522-030-121 anan irutechi website nenyon nebo www.ndegechaisacco.co.ke. Asinai Sinai chechang isip tetutik chebo Nenyon TV ang Nenyon FM. Ndege Chai Sacco, prospering together.